All right, so how do we create a workflow? Oh, it's just 3 steps. Draw a loose diagram, think about who's involved in each step, and think about how you get your task done. That's it, right? Sounds simple. Okay, that's not really it. But it's not that hard, I promise. And we are going to break it down. You guys ready? Ready? All right. When I say draw a loose diagram, here is a super simple workflow, just to kind of give you an idea of what I mean. You want to start with the topic at the top, and then you just can draw a really quick mind map almost of how it's going to flow, right? It does not have to be this pretty. I just did that to get it up on the slide. I'm talking about pen and paper, doodles, arrows going over here and over there and this way and that way, and it's going to probably look like a mess. That's fine. You're getting it out. You're getting everything you can out of it. You're just getting it like out of your head and onto paper, okay? And you can kind of see how like, okay, topic approved, yes or no, and then you go down that other path, and sometimes it loops back on itself, and it's like, you know, we've all seen infographics, we've all seen, well, this is a flow chart. So just first step is to draw a super loose diagram. We're all creatives, we're all visual to some degree. This is how I like to start because it just helps me get it out on paper and to seem a little less daunting than listing every step in a list right off the bat, okay? Now, when you're doing your diagram, you can really do it however you want, honestly. It's whatever works for you. But if you're going to be bringing maybe non-creatives onto your team or whatnot, to the left, I've included some common symbols that are fairly universal with workflow language. The oval, I guess that would be, is the start or the end of a workflow. An arrow, you know, denotes the path to the next step. Usually processes are put in a rectangle. So think like, you know, let's go back to our airport one. It could be the start or end of the workflow could be like get to airport. And the process could be call cab, call Uber, call Lyft. All right, what is that called? A polygon is the data, right? That's just where you would be like, get this here, I guess. I don't know how to quite explain that. The triangle represents like a choice or decision. So after a triangle, you're usually going to have 2 arrows going to like yes or no, or this or that, or something like that. And then this weird shape, which I don't know what to call it, it is usually, it refers to a document. So like, you know, get the file, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the name of a document that you have to reference, right? And then for those of us who are visual too, you can use colors. I just threw a few pretty colors here. These have no real purpose at all, other than I think they're pretty. But you can use colors for lots of different things. You can use them to differentiate people, like maybe each person has a color, so you can just glance down and see, okay, if I'm yellow, I can see all the yellow steps. Okay, that's my turn. You can use it to denote like a, how do I phrase this? Where you're at, like, okay, when it gets to a yellow, pause, because that's going to be like a decision or something like that. That makes sense. Like something that's going to take a little longer. And you can use colors to differentiate the level of difficulty. You can even use different shades of the same color to denote difficulty. Like if you want all of your processes to be orange, let's say orange. Well, let's say green, because we all know more shades of green, I think. Let's say you want your processes to always be green rectangles. Well, a quick process like, I don't know, make a phone call could be light green, like a mint. But then up to, I don't know, record a video or something could be a darker green because it takes a little longer, right? So that is another way you can use colors. There's really just, your workflow can be whatever you want it to be visually. It's what makes sense to your head, to your brain, and ultimately, even though you're going to have other team members referencing this at some point, it's your business, your baby.